Wandavision, episode 4. Um, wow, what an episode. I'm so mixed feelings on this episode because I feel like a lot of people are going to really like that this episode gave us answers, and I do too. But there's the other part of it that I really hate. Spoilers for WandaVision, episode 4 through 3. I hate this. I hate parts of this episode, but really love parts of it. So it starts off with Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel, and I guess that's who that is. I don't know because I've never seen Captain Marvel, and I will be watching it for a video coming up, but I am not happy to watch that movie because I do not like I do not like the things that they try to push with that movie, and yeah. And also the trailers were just really bad. That movie looked terrible. But she's here, and she goes on a mission, finds this little town or bubble, and she accidentally gets sucked into it, and she's kind of spying to see what's going on. Meanwhile, we have all the guys. It's all those, helicopters and vehicles you saw. We find out that Kat Dennings from Thor 2, that's the part I really hated this episode for. Nobody likes Thor 1 and 2. Nobody. I mean, I know there's obviously fans. There's fans of every bad movie, okay? But there's die-hard fans of every bad movie. But she does not need to be here. She's annoying, and she's even more annoying than I think she is in the Thor movies. Her jokes and the little cop guy that she works with, him and they both have no chemistry, and they're not funny. They're not funny characters, and they make a lot of jokes, and they're really irritating. But getting back to the story, so they're investigating what's going on with this reality, and we're kind of seeing all the stuff that we saw in episodes 1 through 3 in their perspective. They're like, how is Vision still alive? And we find out that a lot of the characters that we saw in the other episodes are people that are sucked into this reality, which we kind of already assumed, but now it's actually confirmed. It's confirmed that Wanda is making this happen. Geraldine did get pushed out of the reality by Wanda, and then she covered it up. She's making all this happen. She's playing these strings. We still don't know how Vision's back or if he's back. Like, they're confused about it. We're confused about it. And it's nice. This is a great episode for giving us confirmation of stuff, but leaving enough there left to be explored. And you see, like Vision, right? Where they're confused. We're confused. It creates a bond with the audience and the show and the characters because they're trying to figure it out, we're trying to figure it out, and we're working together as a unit, the show and the audience, to figure out what is happening. We're theorizing, they're theorizing, and that's just an interesting angle to make a show at, and it's interesting and it's very fun. And the pacing, I love the title of this episode. It's called "We Interrupt This Program," which is great, which is a great title for what this episode is. And it's a lot of investigating. We learn so much about the world, and we see, I like that this episode started after the snap. I forgot that the snap happened though. That's how forgettable these movies are to me. Is that I forgot that happened at all. And so when I was watching it, I was like, I recognize those little dust things, and I'm like, oh, it's that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that because Endgame was a very forgettable movie apart from the ending. And I'm not talking about Iron Man dying. I'm just talking about the whole final battle and all that stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people underestimate that. All people talk about with Endgame is the ending. And yeah, just a very bad few parts of that movie. Some good parts within that movie, but seriously, so much missed potential with that movie. But I really really love the angle that they tackled this episode. What I explored. Um, I am kind of questioning the whole sitcom thing though. Even they don't know why this sitcom thing is happening, and my thing I'm kind of looking at it, questioning it, going, okay, So we're in a sitcom, but what about the sitcom fits the characters Wanda and Vision? Like, is this, if this is a reality Wanda is creating, right? Why would she create it to be a 1950s sitcom? Like, did Wanda have some great bond with I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show? And so when she imagines what a perfect relationship would be like with Vision, this is the reality she created? Is that what this is? Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird angle to be tackling it from. And sure, it's interesting and it's a unique format, but and I know this show is based on a comic called House of M. I haven't read House of M, and I know for a fact though, from friends who have read the story, I am going to read it after I watch this show. I want to be surprised, but I still asked them a few questions. I said, so is the comic in the style of a 50s sitcom? He's like, no. And so I'm kind of like going here, so what are we doing here? You know? And I get the characters are questioning it, but I don't feel like it's an answer that we're really going to get, because I feel like the reason they're just doing the 1950s sitcom is it's a unique style. Cool, but there has to be a reason for the style within the story. You know, it doesn't. Are you saying something about the characters or the world through the sitcom? But yeah, I don't know. My issues boil down to I really hate Kat Dennings, the other cop guy. He's annoying. Both of those characters should not be in the show, and we should be erasing Thor 1 and 2 from canon, but people still like them and they were made, and it happens. And it's not like it's Incredible Hulk where you can go, well, it's not part of the MCU, but was made by a different studio, even though it's still an MCU movie, technically. But, you know, you just pretend it doesn't happen. So, but no, we're gonna say it happened, sadly. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm really excited for next week's episode now that I've seen this one, because I woke up this morning and I was going, I'll watch it because I watch every single one, do a video, but I wasn't going, man, I really, really, really want to see this episode. But after watching it, I really want to see the next episode. So we will see what happens next week. And next week we'll be on episode 5, and then we will have about 4 more episodes left.